All right. So what was I doing here? Okay, and then we have the circuit and the module. I feel like there's better words for all this stuff here. Like assembly probably isn't what I want to use either. Let's look at what I'm naming some of this stuff. So cloth kit, metal kit, and the panel kits. Those are construction kits. Then we have our detailing kits. Then you have service kits. I'm not seeing anything about assembly. I thought for sure I had an item that was like an assembly item. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I don't think I do. I just have circuits, I have kits, and then frames. Yep, so that's good. Assembly is in the language. No, no, no. Yeah, there you are. I can hear you. Good, good, good. No, like an assembly, like if you know, a collection of things, right? My hardest hang up here is actually coming up with proper names that make sense for me. That's the hardest part of all this. And I'm going to show why I love the fact that I did all this in Paint first with a screenshot, because it is pixel perfect. So if I do something like this, right? This tells me how many pixels I have, and I can actually use those numbers directly in sizing things. So if I come down to the info section, which is what we're looking at first, which would be this info section here, see how it's 150 to 90? That isn't what we need. It's really 134 to 136. Fireball it in. We should see this extend down, and it should get a little thinner. The whole thing's going to shrink. There it is. So it is thinner. I'm going to have to move this over a little bit. But again, not bad, because I did pixel magic. So coming over, 54 is going to be our number. So right here, instead of, what, 65, we'll put in 54. Fireball it in. There we go. I centered it more. I actually don't like that too much. We'll make it 56. If I was modding for Minecraft right now, to do something as simple as this, you know, move it over like, oh, you know what, 58 instead. Let's see what that looks like, right? Align it right. I'd have to shut down the whole game, restart it again, wait the 2.5 minutes with the bright Forge screen flashing in my face, and then sign back into a world, right? Wait another 30 seconds to a minute. When I'm finally in there, right? Just do the one check you need. No, it's torture. And it's important you notice I have like plus padding. For the GUI, you have to put that kind of stuff in just in case someone wants to do something like this and make it movable. It doesn't just stay on the screen in that place. Like, it's going to go along with the padding. So that's very important. Fixed. Do you ever go back and replace literals and named constants? Though, of course, less of an issue. There's only one programmer. So, you know what? Funny, I do. I actually did it last night. I went through my whole config section just because I did not like how my variables were named. It didn't read right to me, so I ended up just redoing the names and then having to go through and it's like, oh yeah, that's right, 54 errors came up now because I changed the variable name here, so I went through and changed it all. But at the same time, when it generates configs now, everything should line up much more pleasing to the eye, right? The descriptions, it will be clearly a description. What the variable is, it's much better. It's a labor of love, right? Because when I started programming, everyone has their own way of doing it, and my way has evolved, right? I have less time, so I want things to make more sense. So my naming convention has changed. I'm like, as long as it makes sense to me, I want to be able to read it a year from now, and then just be able to pick right up. You know, sometimes I'll put notes in here like this didn't work, only calls on client side and crashes near, you know, near to claim the method there needs to be server side. So, you know, I keep copies of things, but, you know, yes, I do that, even though it's only me. All right. So I think info's in a good place. Options, it's no longer going to be called options, but I don't need to worry about that at all. What I need to do next is get rid of these two sidebars. Those were just for decoration. Not really needed anymore. Which I believe is storage crate 1 and 2. So if I just comment these out fast, we're going to save. Hot reload. Yep, so it was those two things. Again, we are making sure, you know, this is the end goal. Something similar to this, our rough draft. But we do need to make another window. Another window that is offset by 139. So what I can do here, because it's in the same vein as info, I'm going to rename this instead of info. Ah, shoot. So should I do like circuit, module, or assembly? What sounds best? So basically we need to make an item that you put in an item slot here that transforms, and the item's going to consist of either, it's going to be a two-parter. It's either a flying, a ground, or a sea machine. And then it's going to be either a darter for speed, a carrier for more people sitting in it, or a hauler for more inventory space. So that being said, it's going to be a flying darter or a sea hauler. And it's going to be that item that you socket in that will transform the machine and the GUI into whatever the new machine type layout is. So would that be best captured as a module? Which I do like the sound of a module. I really like the sound of a module. I've always been partial to module. Each of a set standardized parts or independent units that can be used to construct a more complex structure, such as an item of furniture or a building. You know what? Maybe module isn't what I'm looking for, because it seems like maybe both of those sub items, right, would be modules that you then put together to make what, an assembly? I mean, that would be a multi-module, right? Yeah, see, I do have components, but those are just like the circuit boards, right? Like an individual thing. Like, I'm trying to think of a good word for like that collective, right? Like, it is a flying carrier, or, you know, a ground hauler, you know, like the you know, the mode of transportation, which you could change, plus on the other side here, you know, if it's built for speed, built for inventory, and then you put those two together, right, to make that one item that, I mean, right, it would be like an assembly kit, right? Like, that's your chassis assembly, right? I mean, chassis wouldn't be a bad thing, right? Because a chassis is technically a carrot, you know, something that you can insert, you know, other modules into, right? Yeah, I can see that. I keep thinking in terms, you know what, in terms of cars, that's what I was doing in the beginning. That's why I'm like, well, yeah, when you're running your engine, you know, that's why we have the energy system, because your alternator gets charged and it charges your battery, and, you know, it's creating, you know, I'm just storing that energy. I'm trying to detach myself from that. It's hard. It's really hard. Very, very hard. You know what? For now, because it's just a word, I can rename it anyways. I will say chassis. Because it could be like a chassis assembly. Chassis is what everything builds. Yeah, that's true. So maybe it wouldn't be a chassis then. Package doesn't sound like a good word to use. I think too much of like, a UPS package. You know what? For now, I'm just going to call it assembly. Whatever. See, this is my problem. I rabbit hole myself. No, it's not it. It's this, not that. Yeah, no, not package. Yeah, I don't like package. It's just going to be an assembly. I can always come back through and do a search and replace on the word too. Once I have something I like. All right, so for fixed, it's going to be X, Y, and Z, or no, X and Y, and then your width and your height. So the X and the Y, right? So it's going to be this plus 15, but it's not going to be 15. It's going to be 139, according to this. And then the whole thing is going to be what? Just like this. So it's going to be 136 by 85. So 136 by 85. Save, fireball it in. So we should have another box. Yep, we do. If you look, I got the positioning a little wrong. There's a little overlap right here. Not really what I'm looking for. Ooh, is it? It's because the width and the height, and then that fixed width and height. If I get rid of this, I think I don't have it down far enough. Oh, I don't have it down far enough. Okay, never mind. I know what I'm doing. Sometimes. Y position plus... So really, I think it would be these two. Fireball it in. There we go. Now we're starting to get that separation. I think this is too big. 136 by 85. That should be right. 136 by 85. You know what I could probably do? Before we size this up too much, let's put durability in there. Let's put the overlays in, because the overlays are going to be changing. It's all parts and pieces, widgets and doohickeys and thingamajigs. A constant at bottom of upper box, and then it's a constant plus X. Yeah, there's multiple ways to skin the cat. What I do is I'll end up doing something like this, and then once I have it in a position where I like, I will, I'll end up just doing the math, combining it, just to make it look pretty. But for now, we are going to have to create something new. We're going to create a new private void method. This private void method is going to be called setup dialog overlay. This overlay, I'm going to do a copy paste here. Copy paste. And copy paste. I am going to get rid of all the commented out stuff. I'm also going to get rid of all of that, which means I can get rid of this. What I need to do is come down to my old overlay, which I believe I called it Compose GUI's data. Nope. It's this here, overlay. Okay, I'm not going to copy those two. What I do want to copy is this. Copy that. Just so I know to come back here, I'm going to put an error in there, just so the red box comes up on the side. And I'm going to compose GUIs. Nope, that's not it. I guess I can minimize this for now. Minimize this. All right, this is my old method. Here we go. This right here. Instead of all of this, I'll put these in right here. Yeah, I didn't think this would be too happy. I'll deal with that in a bit. We're going to scroll back down to this section. For the composer, I need some static things here. So this is going to be everything to do with energy, or my durability system. So I will paste those in here. Scroll back down. I am specifically in this part, I'm taking in entity machine complete machine. I don't know why I decided to do it like this. It seems kind of silly to me. Because all I'm doing is taking owned entity, static casting it, which I don't think I need to do anymore. Owning entity should already be... It is an entity already. Yeah, so I would have to do a static cast on it. Yeah, that's fine. But... what am I doing? Let's scroll back to the top. So everywhere where it says machine, I should say owning entity is what I should just do. There's no sense in making like another variable and assigning it. Keep it all the same, right? Boop. There we go. My temp names are always some form of stuff. Yeah, you'll notice if you ever see, like, I named some folders and documents just stuff or scratch. But stuff is normally what it is. Just curious, do you write test units? I've always wondered about that with mods. No, I don't. Really, because, like, it's all about, like, my time. That's why, like, something like this... You know, if I really wanted to do a mod rewrite, I would go through and maybe make a whole new mod, migrate everything over so I have the copy of the old. I use GitHub, so I just uploaded the GitHub before the changes, and, you know, I'm just making the changes, right? It's all live. When it works, it works. I'm not gonna do any kind of test stuff. Like, I will release when, like, the ground machine is available, but that will be, you know, just like a release people can play with that's been tested. ASDF, yep. I know, I did that because it puts a little red dot, so when I'm migrating stuff from different methods, I can easily come back to it and then start copying out whatever else I need, just like the... this has to do with the fuel, so I'm going to leave that. Yeah, so now that I'm done with this, I'm going to just delete that out. it's my little cheat to go back and forth because, you know, yeah, interesting tactic, right? So if I come all the way down here, right, and I'm like doing something in here and I want to come back to it, instead of remembering the line, I'll just do something like that, right? Go back to the top, do whatever I need to do, and then the red box is right there and I could just come right back down, and that's where I was. It's probably something that, like, people who are, you know, coders who are more like, you know, code to the Bible. You know what I mean? Those people that, like, the IEEE standard of blah, 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 or this is how I do it, or this method, they probably cringe, but you know what? They're not working on the mod. They're not working on the code, right? All right, so dialogue setup overlay. I do need to change these two things here. Again, it's going to be owning entity. Paste and paste. We should have some extra stuff. We're going to stop. I'm going to restart the game. Yep, okay, there was more. Paste and paste. Save. Let's make sure that we can build it without errors. Yep, we're good. Start the game again. Oh, bunch of spam. Work email. Oh, Taco Bell. Buy one burrito to get a second one free of equal value. But they want me to spend $20+ on a Taco Bell delivery. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. All right. Oh, of course, it's not going to do anything because we created this method. We are not calling it at all. So what we're going to have to do, right, on slots modified, I believe I want to add another event here. Oh, you know what I could do? Let's make this easier on myself. We're going to create another method. This is going to be a private void. I will call this setup dialog data. I'll do a complete data, right? And what I'm going to do is things like this. Update machine information. I'm going to have to. I got to do a bunch of things here. This dot. Here we go. I want to refresh the overlay. On slots modified. You know what? I actually don't think I need it here. This part. You know what? I may not actually need this. I'm gonna keep it just in case. All right, we're gonna save. Okay, so now, interesting. We have our durability bar, but it got rid of some other stuff here, so that's not too helpful. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Let's make sure we get it back to... Okay, we got it back to this. That's interesting. So it did not like the overlay being called like this, right? Yeah. So on refresh... Oh... So I would need to do something. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna paste this and paste this. All right, I know what I'm gonna do. And then we're gonna take this and I'm gonna paste this here. I come from Java, so I like to put this on things. And it's funny. It's like maybe the auto sizing is screwing me right now. Maybe that's what it is. Interesting. Those are navigation arrows at the top of bookmarks, but they never really seem to play well for me because I move around the code a lot too much. When I quickly need to test a new method, I throw it in anywhere that's easy to invoke and set a break. I'm working on a test frame for our software, trying to work up some widgets for other use. I just invoked from the top of old test, then set to break. Yeah, I don't really work with that stuff. You know, it's just how, you know, I work by myself. And it is just a mod. If the systems were more complex, then I'd probably be more inclined to do things a little differently, but you know, the base game's already there. I'm just looking to see what works and what doesn't, right? I am thinking we are going to look at my other mod. I think this is where the first divergence of the old way that I'm doing the methods and calling things and the new way. I think this is the first bit we're going to see. I did not want to merge it. I hate when it does that. Great, which one was it? This one, right? Yeah, temporal infuser. I just want to see it here, right? Crap, where was it? maybe it's in here on BG draw. I can try... I'm going to try and piggyback off of this method. instead of coming up with my own. So what I do is I register a game tick listener because there was no other way of doing what I was trying to do, which was actively refreshing things. But that may have changed. So what if I do something like this, right? I can get rid of this. So I could keep the tick listener going. Edit. What does it not like? Does not like this. Okay, here we go. See, I don't like it. This isn't even being used right now. That's what my problem is. So let's take a quick look here. Add dynamic custom draw on background draw. You know what? This isn't what I thought it was. Okay, we're gonna look at something else. That is responsible for you know, the fire symbol in a campfire and how it kind of dynamically moves. That is what this is doing. So I don't need that. We're gonna minimize those. You know, I think my problem is the fact that I'm doing something static like an overlay. All right. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get rid of this. That's clearly not the direction I want to go into. This update machine info was getting closer to the direction, right? So we're gonna re-enable that. And I am wondering if I think I should try to not auto adjust. I think that's what's getting me. So for the overlay, oh, a couple things are getting in my way. I just realized. Let's minimize data. Let's go back to overlay. If we look here, I'm creating the composition and then I'm beginning. I have too much here. A little further down, right? I'm creating. I don't need to add any kind of shader. I don't need to add another dialog box or anything. I just need to create my composition and then I need to start populating elements into it. See, so that's what it should be. This should be rendering on top of this. Instead, it's overriding it. Oh, there was something that I had in there. I think I vaguely remember this. I am remembering this. Okay, it's because of the string name. Oh shoot. So plus I'm going to put the keyword, I'm going to do dash overlay. So what it's doing is it's taking the composition and then it's rewriting the composition because it's the same string name. I need to change the string name. Shoot, maybe that's not it. Well, I gotta go. Look forward to seeing the outcome. Have a great one. Yeah, you too. Thanks for stopping by. Great composition, the dialogue. Element bounds. Maybe I do need to not do this auto size. Instead of auto size main dialog box, maybe I should have this as a static. So what do I want to do here? See, there's nothing. I don't see anything that, like, you got a vertical scroll bar, you got a toggle button, the title bar, stats bar, slot grid, you got a slider, assign, road, the main button, main screen right part. I'm not even sure what the hell that is. Then you got things here that we shouldn't use. dialogue background? Like, is that it? What's the dialogue background? Draws a background for the dialogue. What is this? Position center screen and sized according to fit all of its children elements. God, maybe it is something with this, and then I can do dot with fixed. See, the problem is it's overriding it. That is my main problem right now. So what's BG bounds? Begin child elements, BG bounds. So it's this right here. We got the last redraw. Let's look at the bottom. Maybe there's a hint here. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute here. All right. I need to focus on this, I'm pretty sure. Dialogue and then the overlays. Set up dialogue, complete data. Set up dialogue, complete data. I got an idea. I think I need to be looking further down here. On GUI open, right? This setup, this dot setup overlay. Because I want to do both. Compose GUI data. Okay, on tab clicked. All right, so why don't I do something like this dot setup dialog complete data. Right? Why don't I do that? Get rid of this and get rid of this. Okay, now it's more consistent. It's not doing one and then the other. Looks like it's doing everything at once. Now I could come into here, right? And I could say, well, what if... Is it like the way the overlay is, right? So is it... See, it's not showing both at the same time. I wonder if there's something... I'm missing something small. I have a feeling. I am missing something very minor. Child elements compose true. So I can get rid of this and this. Very interesting. Oh, what if I do dot machine, or I could do dot GUI machine main overlay. Maybe I should be doing this here. Keep it consistent at least. Okay, so it still loads up fine. Machine complete primary dialogue. Oh, my question is, why do I have that in the title? Interesting. And child elements, and then I'm composing it. True. Oh, when I hit compose, what is it doing? First element, calculate, paint, invoke, return this. So compose is something in GUI Composer. Wait a minute. Minimize that. Minimize that. Let's look here. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think I'm overthinking that. Copy this. Wait a minute. I think the game may have the GUIs may be built into auto refresh now. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna get rid of overlay. We're gonna use the regular setup dialog. I am going to copy these elements here. We're going to paste them. First of all, I'm gonna save what I just disabled. We should get, yep, we got the tried and true back. All right. Let's go a little further down here. Paste these in. I need to, of course, come up to the top, and we need to copy these. And yeah, just do a quick paste-a-rooney here. Save, fireball. It auto-refreshes. Oh, that's so freaking awesome. So this whole little subsystem that I set up, I don't need it anymore. I don't need to compose an overlay because this is something that is refreshing already. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Oh my God, that's great. That's wonderful. Let's get rid of that whole method. Bye. Later. Okay, so let's keep migrating things over from the overlay then. The original overlay, which is right here. All right, so what do we have? We have durability, we have energy, we have the active fuel, which we will eventually need. And then it looks like we have the fuel calculations for active fuel. Now, static text, that's part of the okay, so this is how we were doing some of that overlay. Render the fuel bar, render the durability bar. This is what we're going to need for durability. That's changing things, if it's powered or not. Okay, let's go up to here. Paste this in. We're going to have to fix a couple of things. First of all, we have to change how we're doing our if statements. We are going to have to kind of embed them now, which I haven't done before, but there is a first time for everything. So we're going to have the if, and then we're going to have the end if, right? So instead of it having a cooking container, we can do owning machine. If this dot, did I spell it wrong? Owning entity, right? If this owning entity watched attributes get integer, right? If it has active durability, that's above 0, then we are going to create a bar for it, right? So this right here, I can copy this and paste it into here. And then I can add this custom draw, copy, and paste it into here, which means I can get rid of this, and which means I can now move this comment to here. Save, fireball, boom. Durability bar popped right up. Ooh, yeah. Whoa, Nelly. All right, so we got durability. If I hurt a machine, let's get a sword. Black, no, I want this one. Right? I'm damaging it. It should be at 96 durability. Yep, our bar went down. It is indeed at 96. Oh, yeah. Heck to the yeah. So we have our durability, and it actively updates too, which is pretty freaking awesome. Now I need to do a couple other things. I don't know if I'm going to completely get rid of the energy system. if I get a good idea or if someone gives me a good idea, I can use it. Until then, I'm going to migrate that stuff over and then just comment it out. Ding ding. I have to say, the Sonic music, it's giving me the feels. I actually really like the Sonic movies, the newer ones. I thought they were awesome. Although I love Jim Carrey. It's like my favorite actor. And him as Dr. Robotnik, fucking perfect. Perfect. Oh. Alright, so let's save this. So that would be the energy system. Copy, paste. Let's scroll down. So fuel, durability, energy. All right, so this would be what I would need for the energy, which is up here. Paste. Save, fireball. It's still going to be nothing, but at least that has been preserved. And I'm going to label this as a render the energy bar. Really what I'm trying to do is make it to where it's going to be a blank space for now when I comment it out, but I want to make sure everything is being spaced accordingly because I'm adding new information to the info section. So I'm going to just kind of move those back. I'm going to cut the options out, and I'm going to make a lot of white space, and I'm just going to paste it here, right? Scratch space while we organize things. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. This, I'm going to set things up similar to how I'm doing down. I'm not even doing it here. I'm doing it in my other mod. It's the new way. It's a lot easier for me to break things down. It's nice. Probably people are gonna cringe when they see it, but I like it. And I think I got rid of some of my windows here. Okay, no, here it is. So this is the dialog box for the temporal infuser. And what I actually did further down... Oh, shoot, I'm not even doing it here. Where am I doing it then? Where did I see it? I had like different subsections. Hold on. Oh, wait, am I doing it... here? Okay, never mind, I'm doing it here. Main menu, fuel. This is what I was going to copy and paste. So, like, kind of paste this in, right? Instead of main menu, I can say info section. So now everything here is going to have to do with specific information from the info section. Which means also the energy. Now what I need to do is kind of audit the variables that I have here. Because I have shift all to right, I have the test bounds correct. Well, I'm going to have to eventually revisit this. Yeah, I'll do it eventually. I'm not doing it now. I just realized what I was asking of myself. I'm not doing that. What I do need to make is another section of the GUI. Instead of circuit and module, for now we're going to call it type. Why not? Just plain old type. So I'm going to copy, add static text. right here. Paste it in. I'm going to keep that in. Instead of GUI durability, it's going to be GUI type. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. GUI type, and then what I'm going to get is the... Ooh, that's right. How am I even going to get this type? I should create a method. C# enums, can you assign strings to them? You know what I mean? Like flying carrier, right? It's just flying carrier. Should it be one word? I don't know. I do know for now, I'm going to... It's not going to be a %. I do want to get owned attributes. We're going to copy this. Owning entity, copy. I'm going to get rid of all of this. Boop, right up to here. Owning entity dot, let's get machine type. Get that method. I'm going to delete that. For owning entity, we are going to have to cast it. Let's get a static cast. This is going to be entity machine complete. So it's only going to give a number. It's probably going to default to 0 because that's unknown, because I haven't fully set that part up. But the spacing and everything, just by changing this number, it should be the next part down. There we go. It is not a localized name yet, so what we're going to do is open up... What are we going to open up? It's not in this section. Our language file. We are going to go to the section where it is GUI dash things. We do not have a GUI dash type, so let's make one. TYPE. TYPE. So what I'm gonna have to do is a fireball, and then we gotta reload. That isn't something that would just automatically update because the language file needs a reload. Probably not a whole reload of the world like I'm doing. There's probably some little dot command you can do to just reload your language file. I don't care enough. This is easy. Let's see, any messages here? Sam's Club, you can go away. You can go, don't care. Don't care. Taco Bell, see you later. There we go. All right, there we go. Type equals, or type, and then it's gonna have, you know, flying. Maybe I should do maybe mode and then type. So like your mode of transportation would be flying, and then the type would be carrier. Or maybe I could do like type and variant. Type would be flying, the variant would be carrier. So that means I'm going to have to do more localizations. So we're going to have type. What looks better? Probably variant. VARIANT. Okay, I'll do that. While I have not played this in a long time. Yeah. Yeah, you should. 1.18 is coming out, like the final release for it. It's in its release candidate stage right now. So yeah, the new world generation and everything, it's awesome. Definitely awesome. And I'm using this as an opportunity, variant, to rewrite the mod and make a better machines mod. Learn from my mistakes. And I gotta change to a new song because this is driving me crazy. All right, so for now, I'm actually gonna put static variables in here, just to get a mock idea. So type would be like flying. The variant would be hauler. We have to reload the world for my localization to come in. So we're going to have a type in God, I don't know if I like the word variant for it. Let's look at the thesaurus while it's loading. Type thesaurus. Kind, sort, class. Maybe. Set. It's in the same place. Hold on. I forgot to extend this to position 3. There we go. So it would be like type flying variant hauler. So it would be like a flying hauler. I don't like variant though. That sounds, I don't know. There's like type and archetype. Breed, race, strain, genus, genre, bracket, group. Now, category, that's too long. I want it to fit like in here. You know what I mean? Kind, sort. I don't like any of these. Installing now and I hate you. Yeah, right. Man, all the changes. This game just gets better and better. Like this is like a game where, like, for Minecraft, I cannot play Minecraft vanilla. I think it is boring. I've been there and done that. When the game was new, right? Like I played when the game first had beds coming in, like it was right after the bed update for Minecraft. Sure, you know, like I was able to have some fun with it because no one's ever really played a game like that. All my friends were playing, but now I can't play vanilla. I need minimum like 10 mods to make it like playable. This game, you can, like, without any mods, it's just so much fun. So much fun. Type flying. Maybe I'll do mode. A way or manner in which something occurs or is experienced, expressed, or done. Mode works. Oh, I don't have localization for mode. Let's get rid of variant. Mode. There we go. All right. We're going to have to fireball it back in. Yeah. I'm the same way, yeah. Yeah. And then, I mean, of course, adding mods in Vintage Story, like, it just makes it makes something that was already great even better. Some people's mods are just awesome. Awesome. I love how my my pet wolf has been pretty reliable for testing. He's kind of doing his own thing. I forget sometimes that he's still out and I'm still testing. I'm wondering if I should have more of a space. No, I think that looks pretty good. Considering how I'm going to be getting rid of the energy system. You know, or at least I'm disabling it for now until I can figure out what I want to even do with it. So now that I have the spacing correct, I can do this. We can save, fireball it in. There we go. So this is more like a finalized version of, you know, durability, what it's going to look like. You don't. I may put the mouse over tooltip there, but I kind of feel like durability is going to be, you know, as you hit things, right? As you hit it, or as it gets like rocks thrown at it or whatever, you know, durability is kind of, it'll be evident what it is. The type and the mode, flying hauler. I think that's good. Let's deal with this bottom box here. I think I want to shift it down a little bit more. So again, right? Let's take a look at this. How many pixels do I shift it down? 5. Easy. So let's go back to the main setup. Oh, which we're already in. Duh. All right, so for our main setup, our dialog box. Where is it? What am I looking for here? Here we go. The assembly specifically is what I'm looking for. All right, so fixed, it's going to be 8 pixels. Let's make this 20. Save, fireball. There we go. That way there's more of a separation. I like the 999 stacks mod. I don't think I've tried that one. Do you think you can make an airtight door? Oh, you mean for like a cellar? Something that's not like a dirt block where you have to like cover everything in dirt? I think that's what you mean. You know, for like food storage, I think. I will wait for that. Oh, to make charcoal. Well, I think it would be the same thing, wouldn't it? That type of door, it's the same as if you have like your pots and stuff and you're trying to preserve food. By making it airtight, right, by covering it with dirt, it like the spoil rate is a lot slower. I think that is on my to-do list actually, in one of my other mods, my Vice blocks mod. I made glass that should be airtight. I've never actually checked it for making things, but I think it's airtight. I don't know. It's something that I probably would end up doing because I hate that I have to like dig out my food from the ground, or, you know, like my charcoal pit, I'm putting dirt up. It would be nice if it was just like a room and I had like a special door on there where I could just open and close it. Glass is airtight. Yeah, well, my glass is special. You could use a chisel to get rid of the outsides and then just have a single pane of like huge glass without seeing every little block. I actually add windows and better beds and things like that in that mod. All right, so we're here, right? I need to decide on, I think I'm calling it an assembly item slot. So this is the first place where we're gonna have our first item slot in this next section. So let's get started, I suppose. I'm going to do a copy paste here. We're going to leave 3 spaces as is customary. This is going to be the assembly section. I should probably cut this out, paste it here. I should probably cut this out and paste it here. I'm trying to keep each section kind of together. I just found your mod. Yeah, the my Ruststones mod, my Vice Blocks mod, and my Eldritch Monsters mod, all of those have a 1.18 release. The ViesCraft Machines mod, that one is what we're working on. That's still for 1.17. It has the old style of like how I have my systems and machines running. The new one is this new one's going to be just so much better. It's going to be easier to use. Everything's going to have more functionality. There'll be more versions of it. It's going to be nice. Okay, so let's do assembly. And what do we need to do here? first things first, I'm going to have to make a localized assembly key. We're going to save that. I'm going to fireball it in. I'm going to do a reload. All right, and now this whole section, I'm going to have to shift all of this down. I'm going to have to shift all of this down a lot. I think I'm going to have to add what, my God, is it going to have to be like 250? I'm going to have to add. Nope, that is way too much. Maybe make it 200. So nope, needs to be higher. So instead of 200, let's make it, what, 180? Reduce the pixels. I think maybe my gut instinct is telling me about 185. Maybe 182. Right in the middle. All right, let's take a look here. Actually, that pretty much got it right there. Now we just have to shift it over. Which would be here. So instead of 60, I guess we could maybe start off with a 50. Probably a little more. Make it a 45 pixels over. Maybe a 40. Let's make it 42. Let's take a look. A little more. Let's make it a 40. I love that you could just do this on the fly. Boom. Perfect. So for the assembly section down here, we are only going to have a an inventory slot. So I'm going to have to come down to where the inventory section was in my original stuff, and we're going to see how I was doing it. There we go. So ability slots, something like the lantern, right? So I added the static text for it. And then this is what it would be to actually add the item slot. Add item slot grid is what we're specifically looking for. All right, so instead of the inventory slot light, I actually want to pull up the inventory slot for the assembly. All right, so what kind of things am I sending in here? I'm getting the inventory, which is machine inventory. It should be this machine inventory. I'm doing a do packet send, which comes down here, which sends the entity packet for the entity ID. Okay, that's fine. I'm cool with that. And then what am I putting in? The columns I'm putting in, which is a single column. That doesn't seem right. Inventory. And then the action. Then the column. Then the bounds. Then the string key. Okay, you know what? I think this is right. New int. Yeah, I'm adding it to an array. And then I'm putting the item slot in there. Okay. And then it looks like it just needs the bounds. For this, it's going to be assembly slot. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to have to create a new element bounds here. Why do I bother making a variable when I could have just put this? You know what? It's fine. I'll keep doing it this way. All right, instead of storage lamp, it's going to be left top slot bound storage. Assembly. I really don't like this name, so we are going to change the name. I'm going to call it just Slot Bound Storage Assembly. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to scroll on down. We're going to paste it right in there. All right, we're going to save Fireball. There's our item slot. Now we need to bring this down to here. It shouldn't take any items because we haven't made this item yet. But it is an item slot. This needs to just come on down to here. Come on down. All right, so that being the case, enum dialogue area, left, center, right, or fixed. Yeah, we'll keep that as none for the slot grid. What I will have to do is the X and Y coordinates here. So pad plus pad, the row, the columns. Oh, I see what I did. So I'm setting up the grid, and then I changed the positioning of it here. Okay, this isn't going to be bad. So really, 18? No, you know what? It's going to be more than 18. Let's start off with a 30. Yeah, see, we're gonna be able to move this on the fly. I'm just gonna move this to my other window, and I'm gonna keep adjusting numbers until it looks just about even here. 36, God, that didn't move that much at all. What about 56? That's closer, I suppose, but it's too far. Let's do a 52. I think 52 may do it. Now I gotta push it down a lot. So let's do, oh God, what are we thinking? 160? All right. All right, I'm looking, it needs more. It needs a lot more. Let's do like 90, 190. Good God, it needs a lot more. 220. Holy crap. How much is too much? Nope, way too much. That much is too much. Right, so we got something like this now. It's under the assembly section. We have our item box there. We should put a little extra on here. What I had in mind was, let's look at our document here. Something like this. Maybe not as aggressive as 3, but maybe something on each side to where when you have an item in there, it lights up green. When you don't have an item in there, it's red. As another like visual indicator for players to like put something in there if they want to use the machine. I think the way I'm doing that is... Good question. How am I doing that? Is it in Compose GUI main? I don't think it's main. Main menu, ability slots, there's my storage slots, locked buttons. That's changing the name. Lock button overlay here. So what do we have? We have the GUI locked key, and then I have the item slot for the locked key. So it's not there. It's got to be an overlay. Durability, mouse over tooltips. These are bar rendering here. Image of the green on the box to the right of the button for the power button. That's not it. Image of the green box to the right for auto run. Oh, that's right. I was going to put auto run in this mod. Maybe I could still do that. The hell's all this? Composer, dynamic, add dynamic custom draw. Shift all to right, shift power button. So that's just power button stuff. I don't care about that. Overlay limited. Maybe it was something here. No. That I'm not even using. Awesome. Crates, crate limited. Maybe I can find more by looking at this. On draw ignition key correct. Inner light box green. Okay, so it would be having to do with this. So it is up here. Oh, maybe it's actually here. Maybe this is the box I was looking for. Okay. I'm going to copy all this. We're going to have to rewrite all of this, but at least the majority, the spirit of it, we'll say, is there. I'm going to paste this in the white space. It's going to be very unhappy. And I need to add an if statement here. So basically, I'm going to copy this, paste it in. So if I'm going to have to do a lot of things. I'm going to space it a little weird for now. So if machine inventory, copy all this. Instead of putting the static 40 in, right, it's going to have to do with the assembly slot, whatever the slot is. So I want to make sure, first of all, that the slot is not empty. If the slot is not empty... Shit, I think that's all I need. I don't care about any other attributes. Like, that's literally all I want. That's nice and easy. Do this. Paste. Move this up. Kind of add this in line again. Add that. Shift locked down. I have to look for that. $60? Really? Oh, past Vice, you and your lazy sloppiness, killing us all. Damn you, Vice. All right, I'm just going to put it in order, create more white space there. Oh, God. Because all that's going to have to go anyways. All right, I can get rid of this. It'll get rid of all the errors. So if there is an item in here... Oh, I can't put any items in there yet to test this. Shoot. Oh, man. Yeah, I can't do anything special here either. I was going to do like a nested if statement, but I'm not able to. That sucks. What I can do, though, is paste this in, have the reverse. It will draw the same thing. So there's our two lines here. I need to shift those lines over. So I'm going to move this over. Trust me, I'm doing magic. Oh God, what do I want to do here? Let's make it 40, I suppose. Wait a minute. Let's make this 40. And 40. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. All right, I need to see what this fixed is here. So fixed is going to be my X value and my Y value. So both of these had a shift to the right. I'm going to delete that because I don't need that. Shift power button X. I honestly don't need that either. For either one. Shift down. Get rid of all that. So really this is kind of what we're looking at here. Getting rid of all that crap. So it kind of puts it right in line, just as is. It needs to go further down, definitely. So I'm going to focus on just one. Let's make it 200, 210. We'll do 210. Wrong one. This right here. Okay, let's make this 210. We got to bring it down more. Let's make it 230. Way too much. Let's make it 220. Getting there. Let's make it 215. Let's make it a 216. I think 216 is going to be good for both sides. And now it's got to shift over a little bit here, so let's change this one. Let's maybe make this a 218, push it down a little more. Okay, so this is what we're looking at here. Not bad. I need to add the other inner part, which is going to be tricky. Because I got to find where that needle is in this haystack. I have a feeling I put something like that in here. Static grid, so that's for the fuel section. Or locked button. Maybe it was in this section here. Insert bounds ignition key background 1 and 2. Wonder if that's it. Because this would be for the lock buttons. Dynamically switch. Draw the power icon. That's the power button. Hover lock text. Those are key elements. All right. So what if I copy this, right? I'm going to get rid of the main, or I'm going to minimize it. Paste this in. Let's go to the next song. Oh my god. Too much. Right, instead of shift lockdown, where is it? Here. All right, for the lock buttons, so I would be looking for these two. Paste those in. Move X over. I'm going to delete that variable. Fireball it in. So we got one. That's kind of like been pushed to the back here. Oh, we got two. We actually got two because the other one blends in right there. Okay. So I need to push those over more. So let's do a plus. How many are we thinking? Let's try 25. It's got to be more than 25. Let's try 35. Fireball. A little more. Oh my god, is it like 40? Is it even 40? What is with my music lasting way too long? Look at that. It was 40. We kind of want this just kind of over, right? Like, Bernardo, is stream muted? It shouldn't be. Do I have to restart my stream again? Can anyone hear me out there? I don't know what's going on with all this stuff. Oh, 3 minutes ago, stream is disconnected, attempting to reconnect.